Hey guys, it's Bennett. I'm back with a PSA reveal. Yes, a PSA reveal. I know it's been a very long time since I did one of these. It's been a long time since I graded anything, frankly, and I've done several videos. If you're a fan of the channel, I've done several videos about why I don't grade and why I think that grading cards in the current climate doesn't make a tremendous amount of sense. Anyway, the reason I decided to do this, and this is a 36 card sub in all. There are 18 in this box. I have another box that I'm going to save for my next video with another 18 cards in it. Just for the sake of time, I don't want to drag it on too long or drag it out too long. Anyway, these were a bunch of cards that I kind of built up over time, over a long period of time, almost a year. And some of them just needed to go in slabs because they needed to be protected. Some had the potential of adding a tremendous amount of value by going into slabs. And I'm sure we'll see that some of these cards lost value going into slabs. And I'm going to be honest about that when I open this up and when we take a look at it. These grades are blind to me, as all of my PSA reveals are. All I've done is sort of take it out of the packaging, but here we're cutting open the box and we're going to get into it. Like I said, as I pull them out, I'll pull them out face down so they're away from me, which is going to be this way. You'll excuse that sort of ham-handedness of this. They sometimes pack these in here really, really tight. So we'll put them here and here like that. And the rest of the stuff in the box is, you know, here are the cards that are in the box, and typical box from PSA. We'll put that to the side. Those are great to store slabs in, by the way. After you get PSA reveals back, or PSA subs back, I should say, I never throw those away because they're great to store slabs in. They're great to store card savers in as well, cards that are in card savers because of the length of the boxes. So just a little tip, don't throw those away. Anyway, so we're going to get into these. Like I said, there's a lot of these cards. Obviously, I went over these really closely. I'm not expecting to gem, you know, a great percentage of these because it's PSA and they're just not going to do it anymore. But I'm hoping to gem, you know, 40-50% of them. That would be great. And you'll see as I go through these. Some of these are some pretty big cards, or potentially, depending on the grade they got. Some are just ones that I thought looked really good, and I wanted to get in a slab to see if I could increase the value of them. Anyway, here we go. So we're starting off with a Justin Crawford. I'm going to cover the grade. This is a Bowman First Justin Crawford auto. It's the Speckle, number to 299, and it got a 10. Great. Okay, so a card like this, in a 10, I just added a bunch of value to this, right? Raw, this card is not anywhere near as valuable as it is in a 10, so we're 1 for 1. This is a Jonathan Taylor. This is a gold auto, a rookie auto of his that I pulled forever ago. That's just been sitting around, and I thought it was time to get it in a slab. I feel like he's going to have a big year this year. He's been injured, and he hasn't really kept up the momentum, but I really feel like he's going to get back into it. So I figured now would be a good time to put this in a slab because I want to sell it. This is Prism Black Gold. So this would have been out of Chronicles. Obviously, it says it right there on the label. And this got a 9. All right. Again, this is a low pop kind of card. A 9 versus raw. It's probably going to be about the same price, so didn't cost me anything besides the grading fee to put that in a slab. But just be aware that 9s and raw versions of the cards oftentimes will fetch this exactly the same amount of money. Oftentimes, even a 9 will be worth less than the raw version of it because there's always the prospect of a 10 that people are buying into. This is Xavier Isaac. This is another Bowman First auto. This one's numbered to 250. I believe in Xavier Isaac, actually. Everybody's real high on Junior Caminero in that farm system. I'm an Isaac kind of fan, and his cards are much cheaper. They're much easier to come by. So I picked this up. It looked good, so I thought I'd get it graded, and it got a 10. All right, obviously this is a hold, but it's worth far more in a 10 than it would be raw. That said, it's still, even in this condition, you know, right now, maybe $100, something along those lines. Cost me 15 to grade it. It's worth $100. Raw, it would have been worth 60. So, you know, maybe 50, 60. So I made some money on this card grading it. You know, but again, that's a hold. It's a longer term play. This is a LeBron Elite Dominators. This was a blue, I think, if memory serves. Anytime you get, you know, these sort of insert numbered, you know, any kind of shorter printed LeBrons, if you can get them to 10, they do have a tremendous amount of value, way more than they have raw, and that got a 10. So that's good. That's a pickup for me. Anytime a card like that gets a 10, now this card has some value, whereas raw, it has not that much. Again, 15 bucks to grade it. I definitely made money on that transaction. Okay, this is a Bobby Miller Topps Chrome auto. I think this was it's a refractor auto. I think it's numbered to 499. Yeah, this is a Bobby Miller refractor auto, Topps Chrome update 23. Rookie pitcher. Pitcher autos are never, you know, particularly valuable. But Bobby Miller's, he's got some really good stuff. And, you know, he could be one of those kinds of pitchers that kind of transcends that in our market. So I figured to get this one graded, and it got a 9. All right, again, in a 9, this probably, I would have to comp it, but in a 9, this probably loses a little bit of value over the raw version of this. So throw in the grading fee. This is probably a loss on this card. This is a Devin Duvernay auto, rookie auto die cut to 5. So this was a green. I picked this card up. I can't remember when necessarily, but I didn't pull this. I bought this card raw. It looked good. The price was really good for what it was. And I'm still hoping that Duvernay, you know, with that team, you know, can put something together. Figured I'd throw it in a slab because if these can 10, really hard to 10 these die cuts. The card looked really nice, and it got a 9. All right, again, raw versus a 9, probably the same price, probably worth exactly the same amount. So all I'm out is the grading fee on that. Again, it's going to be a pop 1. There's only 5 of these in the world, and I love the looks of these cards. So you never know. Guy gets on a run, starts to have a big season. I can unload that, but it didn't cost me anything. This is Ethan Salas. This was, I think, this was a Mega Box auto, a shorter printed one. I think this is a green auto to 99. Raw, this card, I'm going to cover it up. Raw, yeah. This card is probably $300. In a 10, it's probably closer to 600. And in a 9, I don't know, probably right around the 300 mark, right around the same price raw. So this is one that I kind of need to 10 to really see any kind of return on, and it did. Beautiful. So now $15 to grade it, increase the value on this card by $200-300. That's a big win. It's a big dub. Next up, CJ Stroud. Okay, so these Strouds, right? The shorter printed Strouds. I'm not going to grade any base Strouds because it doesn't make any sense. Just like the base Wembanyama's, their price is high right now, but 10ing them is a must. If you're going to get any money out of them, you're better off just selling them raw. So the short prints and the super short prints, anything numbered Stroud, that's what I'm going to grade. Now, I know I have a black and white checker in this submission. I also have a Prism Break cracked ice number 299. I'm not sure which this is from the back. This is, and I also have an orange laser. Anyway, again, price on these raw tends to be higher than the price on these at a 9. Okay, so again, this needs to be a 10 in order for me to see any value out of this and not lose the grading fee. I can realistically probably get the same price out of a 9 that I can get out of it raw, but I went through the trouble of grading it. I paid the 15 bucks. So let's see how we did. We got a 9. All right, so again, it's not like I'm going to crack this card out because it's not worth doing that. I'll keep it in a 9. Hopefully he has another big year. Hopefully he lives up to the potential that he showed last year, and this card goes up in value, and I didn't lose anything. But there's my Stroud. All right, we're into the second stack here. This is a Jonathan David rookie. I don't think this was an auto. I think it was just a purple maybe to 250. I don't know this product as well. Yes, so this is a top chrome. This is the UEFA Champions League. This is Jonathan David, purple refractor. Raw doesn't have much value at all. Sometimes because of the borders on these are hard to 10. This one looked particularly clean, so I figured I'd roll the dice, spend the 15 bucks, and good. So now I'm holding a $75, $80 card, whereas before Raw it would have been a $10 or $15 card. So I'm into it for 30 bucks. Let's say that's the total investment in this. Not that I invested that, I pulled this out of a box. But you know, good return on investment, spent 15 to make 50. I'll do that all day long. There's my Jonathan David rookie. Here's Elly de la Cruz. This is a Topps Rainbow foil out of the flagship out of this year. This is a short print. Again, just like any of the other big rookies, anytime you pull any of the short prints out of these, out of the boxes, especially a product like Topps, you're going to want to put these in a slab, see if you can get a 10 out of them. I'm hoping I did. Raw, this card is $100 something, maybe 80 something. A 10, I've seen this sell now for upwards of $200 or $300 in a 10. So let's see. There we go. Good. Another good return on the investment. I'm happy to get a 10. Elly's pretty good. Elly looks like he's the real deal. Elly looks like what they thought O'Neal Cruz was going to be. And I know Cruz got hurt, but Elly really looks like what they thought Cruz was going to be. The lightning fast speed, the power, the really long, rangy, tall. I think Elly's like 6'6", just like Cruz, right? They're like 6'5" or 6'6". Really incredible athletes. But Elly looks like he's doing it for real. Speaking of a young kid who's, you know, living up to the hype, Gunnar Henderson, right? Gunnar Henderson, this was, I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to cover the grade. Oh, yeah. So this was a Gunnar Henderson rookie. It's the green numbered to, hit the camera, 99. Again, raw versus a 9. A raw version of this is probably a little bit more valuable than a 9 is, frankly. A 10 is far more valuable, and we got a 10. So I probably took a small loss on this. I'm telling you when I lost and I won because it's important to decide whether or not you want to grade things and what you want to grade, because it's a bit of a process, let's be honest, to do it. And, you know, getting wins out of these things is not necessarily a given. All right, here's another Stroud. Like I said, this could either be the cracked ice out of 99, or this could be the black and white checker. The black and white checker is the biggest card in this submission, and that's what this one is. Okay, so this is the black and white checker. Raw, you could probably pick these cards up anywhere between $850 and maybe like $1,000, maybe $1,100, depending on what's going on. That's right now. When these first came out, the prices, you know, just like, again, I bring up Victor Wembanyama, just like when a product is new to the market and you have a hot rookie, especially a guy who performed like Stroud did, these were through the roof. They've come back to earth, but $850 to $1,000 for like the top rookie quarterback in a black and white checker in an SSP like this is probably where it's going to live. 10s right now can sell for upwards of $2,200, $2,300. So let's call it $1,000 gap between raw and a 10. Now a 9, again, a 9 is probably going to be in the raw range, if not, again, a little bit less, because there's this, it's the idea that I can get a 10, that I can have a $2,000 card, that if Stroud turns into Patrick Mahomes someday, I can have a $10,000 card, I can have a $20,000 card. It's the idea that the 10 is possible is oftentimes what drives the value on these raw purchases. So we're hoping that we got a 10. I have a little inside information because I did get an upcharge on this card, and it is a 10. So this card alone, right, sort of, well, not sort of, it pays for the entire submission, the entire 36 card submission, because now this is a $2,000 card. If I hold this until the season starts and Stroud starts at all strong, this is a $2,500 or $3,000 card. Some of these versions of this in a 10 went for upwards of $3,500 a couple of months ago when this product first hit the market. So this is a great win. This is a great card to have. It's also a really cool card. I love the black and white checkers. Anyway, so that's a big W. We'll take that. Now, Jerry Rice. These were short prints, die cuts. I'm not anticipating getting a 10. If you've watched any of my videos, like when I graded my Montana rookie and I got a 9, this card could literally be perfect. This could be the most perfect example of this card ever made, and PSA is not going to give it a 10. SGC would, other grading companies would, but PSA won't give this a 10 no matter what. It's too old. If it was printed before 2016, they're not giving the card a 10 unless you're one of those people in the hobby. And if you think that it's not set up for the influencers, if PSA doesn't have deals in place with those guys, you're wrong. Okay, they do. Let's be honest about it. It's just the way it is. It's the way any business works. It behooves them to give the big grades on the big cards to the big influencers and not to people like us. Don't kid yourself, okay? But I'm hoping for a 9. A 9 on this card would be awesome. An 8 has it live just maybe 15-20% higher than a raw version of this, which is still not crazy valuable. It's $50-$60. Anything lower than that is a loss, and we got an 8. All right. I mean, listen, this is pack fresh. I pulled this out of a pack on my channel. The card itself looks absolutely flawless and perfect, even for the die cut. I mean, if you take a look at it closely, there's really no wear on these corners. But whatever. Again, I'm realistic about who I'm dealing with. I'm dealing with PSA. I like these hollow views are really, really cool. And I wanted to get this in a slab. So there it is. Okay. So now we're on to a printing plate. Okay. This is a CD Lamb 101 rookie printing plate auto. I usually don't grade these. Okay. I usually don't slab them up. Now, that said, this is a printing plate. Okay. These have no real corners to speak of. There's no edge wear, there's no corners, but still, PSA, unless I am somebody with X amount of followers or X amount of whatever, they simply will not give these cards 10s. They're not going to give me they're not going to give this card a 10 for me. All right, if I put somebody else's name on that package or I submitted it, as somebody else, maybe, but me, no chance. They also, and I've talked about this on my channel before, they tend to not even give these 9s. They tend to give 101s 8s, especially thicker cards. Superfractors of regular stock cards, you got a shot. Anything else, any oddball kind of card, any card out of Flawless, any card out of Immaculate, any card out of Encased, any card out of anything with a thicker stock, you have very little shot of getting a 10 on a Superfractor or 101 because they're PSA and they are just going to show that they're in charge, and that's how it's going to be. Anyway, so I'm not anticipating getting a 10. I wanted to get this in a case because this is a cool card. His autograph obviously could use some help. Raw, this card is around, I don't know, judging by other examples, $400 or $500, somewhere in that range. I believe in Lamb. I think Lamb's going to have a big year this year. I don't think the Cowboys are going to go anywhere, but I think CD's going to have a big year. And because it's a 101, the grade on it, as long as it's not below an 8, doesn't really impact the value. If it was a 10, I suppose it could draw a premium, but it is a 1 of 1. So, and these printing plates are what they are, and it got an 8. So this card is still a $400 or $500 card. I'm out the grading fee, $15, not the end of the world, but it's in a case, it's protected, and it's, it's a pretty cool card. Again, CD, if you're listening, could do better on the autograph. All right, we got 2 more. First one is a Julio Rodriguez rookie auto out of Immaculate. This is numbered to 99. J-Rod's not having the best year in the world right now, but he's still Julio Rodriguez. He still has an immense amount of talent, and the Mariners are really doing well. So he's, hoping he comes on in the second half and he plays like he's played in the past. It's a cool card. Again, thicker stock. I don't normally grade these. This one looked particularly clean. The corners looked particularly clean. So I thought I'd give it a shot. Do I think I'm getting a 10 on this card? Probably not. I'm hoping for a 9. And a 9, it does actually bring the value of this card up a bit, probably about 15-20%. So, and we got a 9. So this card got a little more valuable. It more than covers the grading fee. And we just hope Julio starts to rock and roll. Oh, and it looks like all the Strouds were in this half of the submission. So this is the Stroud Prison Break /99. I said before I couldn't tell which one was which, but of course I can tell this one from the back. The laser and the checkerboard look exactly the same from behind, but this one is a different rear to the card. This is number /99. I've seen this card sell just wild. There have been wild variances on this card, on these numbered Stroud cards, all the way up to like a couple of $1,000 for, not for the Prison Break, but for the base version, I should say, of the blue ice, the blue cracked ice of the regular card. /99, I think I saw sell for like $2,600, which is nuts. I've seen sales much lower. This needs to be a 9 or a 10 to not hurt me a great deal. If it's anything lower than that, I'm gonna have to crack it most likely in order to sell it, which is a pain because I'm out the grading fee and I have to do the work to crack it, and it's just been a complete waste of time. I'm hoping not to end this first part of the submission on that kind of note. Now, I did not get an upcharge on this card, so I'm doubting it's a 10. I'm hopeful it's a 9. It really should be, but this is PSA, so you never know. Okay, so I can tell from right here on the edge of my thumb it's not a 10 because I would already see the G from Gem Mint probably. It's a pretty card. And it was in really, really nice condition, right out of a pack. And it got, well, I suppose I wasn't going to get out of this unscathed. It got an 8. So, as an 8, bad way to end this video, but as an 8, we're gonna crack this one out. We're not gonna resub. I'll list it raw and get more out of it than we're gonna get out of it. And as an 8. So I'm out the $15. It's not the end of the world. Had it 10'd, it would have increased the value 100 times. So it's a good gamble to take, 100 plus times actually. So it's a good gamble to take. But that's it. That brings us to the end of this part of the submission. So we had a few different Strouds, a Gunner, an Elly. We did pretty well overall. Like I said, a disappointment on this one. But this one's a big win, so we're happy to take that. This Ethan Salas was a nice card, nice win. So we'll take it. We'll take it. And just before I hop off, guys, we are getting closer and closer to 500 subs. If you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, please do. At 500, we're giving away some signed NFL jerseys. You can go check out that video on my channel to see all the details about that and how to enter the contest. If you could subscribe, that would be fantastic. Drop me a comment. Like the video if you would. Share it out to somebody. It really helps with the algorithm, helps build the channel. And I'll catch you next time.